Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to this weekend's edition of the W. Mason Coaches Report with head women's soccer coach Simon Riddiough. My name is Rachel Vogel, and Coach, let's get this started. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good. Getting ready for Fairleigh Dickinson, but we're moving along now. We're getting better and better by the day.
Well, you have to be doing good. You're coming off a season-opening win against Stony Brook, and it's another game day tomorrow for you. So it's safe to say you're in full swing of things right now, but let's get started. First, talking about the Stony Brook game this past Sunday. It was an excellent win for the Pride over a very tough Stony Brook team who also made the NCAA tournament last year, returned a couple of their top players, but you came out victorious in that one, 4-3. And let's just get started. Tell me about that game from your end, Coach.
We played well, especially the second half when we started clicking offensively. Again, the majority of my players haven't played for 15 months. So you're going to have some kinks in the armour. And we came up against a tough first game, emotionally, mentally, physically. There's a lot of caveats to that game, with Toby being their coach, Stony Brook being a local rival, them being very good. Pre-season number one in their conference, unanimous, NCAA team. We challenged ourselves, and I think we came out on the positive end, and we played extremely well in patches. We were fantastic in patches. We've got to clean some things up. I think there was a couple of defensive things we could work on from top to bottom, and we've been working on that the last couple of days, but we'll hopefully get ready for a tighter game against FDU in the essence of defensive wise, but hopefully the same offensive output and threat.
Safe to say that your leaders really showed up in that season opener. Obviously, you're always looking at Sabrina Bryan and Lucy Porter and Mary Taylor scoring the first goal of the season for the Pride, but I really think that Sabrina Bryan shined against Stony Brook in the corner kick unit. So you scored 3 of your 4 goals off corner kicks with Sabrina feeding in those passes. So is that something that you've been working on all season, or how was the Pride so successful with the corner kicks this past weekend?
Yeah, I think it's just a veteran core. Set pieces this season's been difficult to work on from an offensive and defensive aspect, and I think Stony Brook probably were in the same boat as we were. The only issue is we've got some experienced players who know what our set pieces are and are talented enough to put the ball where we want them to put it, and then we're good enough to capitalise on that. That's going to change as the season goes along. I'm sure Stony Brook will be working on defensive set pieces more like we are, and we were just fortunate that we've got a talented veteran group who understand what our set pieces are offensively anyway. And it's just a matter of putting the ball in where we want it to be, and remembering what it was like 15, 16 months ago when we're dealing with those set pieces. And Sabrina's corner kicks 1 point, and we had a physical presence in the box to create some mayhem. And then obviously you always know Lucy Porter's going to be there picking up that second ball and put it in the back of the net. So set pieces were not something we've overly worked on. We've had other bigger issues to deal with, and fitness and getting them organised before that. But I think it bodes well for the future if we can score that many goals on set pieces moving forward.
And I know that when we talked last after the game against Stony Brook, you mentioned that Lily Stavisky you thought was one of your best players on the field. So talk about, the players who may not be scoring the goals and telling this system what you see from those players that really make them shine.
Yeah, I think we've got a wonderful core of superstars, and we know who they are. But they're not the answer to everything. It's the other players who give the glue as well. And I thought, Lily Stavisky and Krista Agnes-Stella, I always mess her name up, were very solid in the back four. I thought the freshman Louise adjusted and put in an accomplished performance. And Marlena, coming back from ACL from 18 months, I thought she was solid as well. So it takes a team. as much as we've got fantastic individuals who can break teams down and score goals, it's never just one person doing it. You know, even Sabrina's goal was a wonderful play from Mary Taylor, and she spun and smacked a 6-yard ball to Bean in space, and Bean did the rest. And that's going to be us all season. You can maybe close down one or two of our best players, but the other two best players will step up and contribute and make it happen. And even if you can stop all of them, we've still got a really quality core of players in the background who are willing to do the dirty work and make it happen anyway.
Well, you stole that question right out of my mouth, Coach. Just a credit to your defensive line. I know the Pride did give up 3 goals, won a penalty kick. So can you really count that? But the back line really did shine as much as the front line did. So now you're working toward a win against FDU tomorrow, 4:00 at the Hofstra Soccer Stadium. Just give us a little bit of a scouting report on what you may see against FDU. You played them last year. You beat them 2-1. They returned some core players as well, but definitely a tough team that you want to have, a local team that you want to have on your schedule. So what might we see from Fairleigh Dickinson and Hofstra tomorrow in that match?
Yeah, just let me go back to the Stony Brook. I think they created 3 quality chances throughout the 90 minutes, and they have an All-American forward who's a tremendous player, and 3 All-American East first team forwards to support that, and to negate that offensive line to 3 chances for the whole 90 minutes is a real testament to our back 4. Mm-hmm. But yeah, FDU, they're ranked 2nd in their conference. They've been 1st or 2nd in the last 4 or 5 years. Eric Teepee has done a really tremendous job getting them to the point of success in the NCAAs and battling for their conference finals year in, year out. They've got a lot of foreign kids, so there's going to be a big international flavour with Hofstra as well. And I respect the way they play. They're going to be tough and physical, which that's college sports. But they also try and play, and they try and get the ball on the ground, and they try and move it, and they play a good style of soccer. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be exciting. We are a very talented team, as we know, and we have to do what we do in order to win this game. And if we don't, a team like FDU are good enough and talented enough and well coached enough to get the win. So it's in our court, but Eric does a great job, and I'm expecting a really tough battle.
And we'll catch up again next week, but you'll continue your homestand against Albany on Wednesday. But in the meantime, Coach, we wish you the best of luck against FDU tomorrow. Again, soccer fans out there at home and abroad, we wish you could be with us, but make sure you tune in 4:00 to live stats, audio, and free live video. And let's go Pride. And Coach, we wish you the best of luck this weekend. And thank you for taking the time to join me today.
Yeah, thanks, Rich.
And that was the head coach of the Hofstra women's soccer program, Simon Riddiough. And you've been watching the W Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com.